Barry, well known as BB.
And what grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
How long have you been playing basketball?
Since I was like 5.
And what about how many years on varsity?
3.
Awesome. And coach, how long have you been coaching?
This is now my 14th year coaching, and I originally started at Northwest High School, and I was there for 5 years, and then came over here after that, and this is now my 3rd year being able to coach this young man, and he's done a great job in our program, and we're looking forward to what he's going to do for us next year.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on a great season. You guys were able to clinch a playoff spot in a very tough new district, District 658. Would you like to talk a little bit about, since you are a seasoned player on the varsity, a little bit about the difference in competition of last year's district and this new district?
Well, this year's district, there was like more big men. So like, and we had a shorter team. And so as of this year, we had to go based off speed and like athleticism. But you can't always win with just that. You gotta have height on the court to get rebounds.
What would you say was the toughest game of the district?
Probably the Northwest and Chisholm game.
Why?
Well, they both had us outnumbered, and so also we had people fail, and other players was just not in the game.
Well, what about the best game?
Probably the Alito game to clinch the playoff spot.
Yeah. Why?
Because, well, number one, we won.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, it was just a good atmosphere to be in, and we played like a team.
Awesome. What about you, Coach? You know, congratulations again on clinching that playoff spot in a tough district. What would you say was the toughest game this year?
I think the toughest game was probably clinching that playoff spot against Alito. We started off the game really slow, lethargic. I think we were neck and neck, back and forth with Alito. But at one point of the game, we weren't able to score. Their defense really picked up, and we really struggled to put the ball in the hole, getting down by I think about 10 or 12 points at one point. But then all of a sudden, our guys started clicking, and things started falling in for us, and they got hot, and it was good to see our guys respond to the adversity that we've been in that game. And I kind of feel like that was a microcosm of our season, you know, how we had our backs against the wall the whole time. But then at the end, we were able to pull something great out of the season, you know, despite all the challenges we had throughout the year.
Would you also say it was the best game of the year?
Yeah, it was the best game. I think, again, the feeling of victory in that game kind of really set us in a different mindset. It was really exciting for our guys. I was really happy for them to get that final spot in the playoffs, and it really does great for us going forward, you know, as we got a lot of guys coming back next year that I felt contributed to the success of the end of the season. And so looking forward to see what they can do.
Okay. What about you, Rashawn? How do you prepare for next year?
Well, we got to be more disciplined and pay attention to those small little things and try to go out and get a couple wins.
How will you do that as the obvious leader going into next year, in your senior year? How will you prepare yourself as an individual to be the leader for the team?
Continue to work hard and push my teammates to do better, and make sure that we're all on the right direction.
Lead by example. Sounds like what you've already been doing. How would you say that athletics has prepared you not only become a man, but like to prepare you for after high school?
Yes.
How so, in your opinion?
Well, they teach you a lot, as in like manners and just looking up to people, and also like respecting others and people who's around you.
That's important. Well, what about you, Coach? You want to just talk a little bit about Breshon and the leader that he has been for the boys basketball team, and maybe some of the other standouts?
Yeah. Well, he's, I think, obviously done a great job of leading by example. He works hard. I think his game speaks for itself. He puts a lot of time in on the court. in the off season, and that's where you become a better player. Spring and summer, that's where players are made. And he plays a lot of basketball. He gets a lot of games in, and I don't ever have to check on him and see if he's doing that. I can trust that that's what he's doing, and that goes miles for player development and also your program. I mean, when you have guys that invest in their own future and what they believe that they want to do and what want to be in life, it makes your job easier. You're not pulling them to get in the gym. You're not trying to develop programs and different workouts that they have to go through. They're doing it because they want to and because he believes in the game. And so really proud of that about him. I think that if other guys would look at that and see how many times he does step in the court, outside of being asked and setting things up, that people would fall in line to a really good leader and do well for themselves in the program for next year as well. We do have some other guys that are, looking forward to seeing them next year, and some young guys that contributed in that game that I talked about with Alito. You've got Jamari, you've got a freshman who is, in my opinion, just a mini BB. He kind of has a knack for just putting himself in the right situation and fighting hard and playing hard, and those are kind of things that you can't coach sometimes. Is the effort plays, and if you can find guys that can do those little things, it can put you in a good spot for success.
Awesome. So it sounds like you guys have a plan of action going into next season for the program.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. Well, what about other extracurricular activities or other sports? Are you involved in anything like that?
Well, yeah, I am in football. That's about it.
Yeah, well, tell me a little bit about you as a football player.
Well, as a football player, last year, let's go back to sophomore year. I was back and forth onto varsity. I really didn't believe in myself to play varsity football because everybody was so much bigger than me. And my mom and everybody was telling me that if I just believe in, I can do whatever I want. And so that's what I did, and now I'm just going out there playing my hardest every game.
Well, it sounds like you have some great coaches that have helped you get that belief in your head, and you're a tremendous athlete. It's been a joy to watch you play. And is there anything else that you would like to add, Coach, the program-wise or individual?
No, I just really look forward to these guys' development over the off season, and hopefully, we'll get the size that we need and the weight room this summer, this off season, and just continue hard work, as there's no substitute for hard work.